And yes, this is the show where Ohio throws down. Ohio is on fire. I am your host, Daniel Diesel, and this is another live episode of Ohio is on Fire. Of course, if we're here live on the campus of Wright State University, and of course, it's Halloween month. It's the month that we have Halloween, so I got some creepy surprises for you tonight. When I go to commercial, you have an opportunity to win 2 tickets to the Renaissance Festival. I have 2 tickets. You can win them. The first one, call me here at 937-775-5555 and ask a question to either my guests from the Renaissance Festival or my guests from Amtgard. Yeah, so I have them scheduled for tonight. And just a reminder, I'll be off the air at 6:46 tonight because tonight we have a basketball game at 7, so I'll be off at that time. And then, and hopefully you'll enjoy that game. But I got some time to do my thing here on Ohio is on Fire. So a few announcements. First off, I finally had my voting at Dayton Music Madness for the Cincinnati, Ohio Music Showcase. I held it last week. We had people vote on it. Thank you very much for voting, because there was a playlist I had on my show from the 29th. The winner of this music, the Cincinnati, Ohio Music Showcase, a group called Sleepy Bee and the Stingers, and their song Evil. They had a total of 14 votes. That was enough to win the competition. So what that means is that when I do Dayton Music Madness tournament in spring 2016, they automatically get in. They don't have to do anything else. They are in. So congratulations to that band. Thank you for having your fans vote. And in the future, I'll try to have another music showcase. I will not be doing music tonight since I'm doing a fast-paced show, but I can get plenty in. So don't worry about that. Because right now I'm going to share some stories. It's Halloween month. I want to share some urban legends that are in the state of Ohio. Perhaps you believe it, maybe you do, but you know, I'm going to share it. I'm going to share some of these stories. Maybe you'll like it. So here we go. But if it did, I got to give you a shout out. I got these from paranormal.lovetoknow.com, and it's urban legends in Ohio. So that's where I got these. There's no mean statement. Ohio is rife with urban legends. Some spring up from the seeds of truth, while others seem too far out to be believed. Many of these stories echo urban legends from other areas, so read a few for yourself and decide which takes you believe are real. So I got time to read about maybe 4 or 5 of these. So I think this is pretty interesting. So I'm going to read the first one. This is Ohio Player's Legend. So this is an urban legend. I did not know about this. I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. This first urban legend involves a popular 1970s tune recorded by a Dayton, Ohio band known as the Ohio Players. Their song Love Roller Coaster was a disco tune that appeared on the album Honey. The tune featured background screams meant to recreate the sounds of people riding roller coasters. According to the legend, however, the scream of a particular woman was accidentally captured during recording as she was murdered just outside of the studio. If you listen to the song, you can actually hear the scream, but it's doubtful that it's anything more than a purposeful part of the recording. Still, the legend persists. Listen and decide for yourself whether it is true or not. So I'll have to listen to that sometime. I'll have to play that in the future, because I have played Love Roller Coaster on my show in the past. And I didn't think much of it. But I do think this is an urban legend, because I don't think someone would be allowed to do that. For one, if people were recording a song, this lady was screaming for her life, I think people would know it. Like, she screamed so loud people could hear it over the recording. I think that's quite a story, but it's a fictional story. That's my thoughts. But let me read a few more. Another urban legend for you. It's about bridges here in Ohio. But for first story is about Brubaker Bridge. This legend tells the tale of a cat lord of people who died in an accident on the bridge. People claim that cars often stall while crossing the bridge, and that a ghostly hand knocks on the car. As the story goes, this ghost belongs to the last undiscovered body from the accident. Perhaps there is a restless spirit seeking a proper burial. And then another story is about Crybaby Bridge. Now this is located in Fairmont, Ohio. This bridge is reportedly the location where an unwedded mother threw her unwedded baby from the bridge. Tales include hearing the dead baby's cries at night and sightings of the guilt-ridden ghost mother searching for her child. Alright, I'm going to read 2 more stories, and I think that'd be good enough. We got the Old Covered Bridge story. Located in Marion, somewhere along Route 23, it's said that if you can stop on this haunted bridge, place your keys on top of your car, and honk your horns 3 times, your keys will disappear. You can give it a try if you dare. Ooh, alright. One more story, and this story is called The Werewolf of Defiance. During the summer of 1972, a railroad worker was reportedly assaulted by a werewolf with a 2x4 and one of 3 similar attacks along the tracks. The events put the residents in great fear, and the creature, or whoever committed the assault, was never apprehended. Does the Defiance werewolf still lurk along the tracks? I don't know. I'll have to go to Defiance, Ohio and check this out. And I do have time for one more story, and then that'll be it for urban legends in Ohio. I could probably read more during the rest of this month. I got time for one more tonight. It's the Lizard Man. This tale comes from an area along the Miami River near Loveland, Ohio. In the 1970s, local residents reported sightings of a strange lizard or frog-like child. According to the story, 1 or 2 police officers also reported seeing a strange lizard-like creature. So, those are stories. Maybe they're true, but I would lock the doors of your car late at night in case these are true. So, ooh, how, ooh. It's now time for everyone's favorite segment. Everyone's favorite segment, baby. And I am talking about a little thing called OMVP. And that stands for Ohio's Most Valuable Pedestrian. Ooh, ah. Now, this is an award that's not really an award, but it goes to someone. You know what? It goes to a noun. It could be a person, a group of people, it could be a place, it could be a thing. Because I gave it to robots many weeks back. I gave it to those electronical airplanes. And you know what? Moving forward, I'll give it to locations if I feel the need to. But they go to the nouns. They did something good in Ohio, or they did something weird in a good way, and they are associated in Ohio. So with that, there's always an article. Let's get to the article. But this is from clevescene.com. Here's every Ohio high school with a Redskins mascot. But of course, yesterday was Columbus Day. That's why this article was made. But high schools throughout Ohio, they use Native American themes as their school names, and Ohio does quite a bit. So I'll read one article. Some tribal leaders here come under fire for accepting gifts from Snyder because the gifts acceptance was theoretically contingent upon supporting NFL team names. So Dan Snyder from the Washington Redskins, he is giving gifts and letters to people that have these school names, telling them that it's okay. And that's his opinion, because they are still the Washington Redskins. But we'll see about that. And another article. But on the opposite side, in California Sunday, Governor Jerry Brown approved a measure which will bar public schools from using Redskins as a team name or mascot. It becomes the first state in America that do so. So California is taking a stand. They are banning the Redskins name. Now, it goes on to mention how Ohio has all these team names, these high schools with team Indian names. I'll go ahead and list them. You got Anderson High School. They're from Hamilton County. Then there's Arcadia High School, Caldwell High School. Then there's Coshocton High School, Cuyahoga Heights High School, Fort Lauderdale High School, Indian Creek High School, Fort Clinton High School, St. Henry, Utica, and then Wapakoneta High School. So there's that. There's also worth noting that 24 high schools use Indian as the mascot, while the schools I'd mentioned use Redskins. And Ohio, in fact, is behind only Indiana and South Dakota for the percentage of high schools which use Native American mascots. Even though Native Americans, with the notable exception of South Dakota, home to the Rosebud and Pine Ridge Indian reservations, among others, are largely concentrated elsewhere. With that being said, I want to give this OMVP to someone I didn't think I'd ever give this to. Someone that died a long time ago. And there is a legend here in Ohio. We do have Indians. They're from long ago. And one Indian that has stood out the test of time, would be Blue Jacket. If you don't know who Blue Jacket is, there's been a lot of stories told about this guy. How he was the youngest leader of his Indian chief, of his Indian tribe. I remember back when I was a little kid over in the Xenia Amphitheater, the outdoor amphitheater, they had plays about Blue Jacket. That show was the main attraction every summer. And it told the story of Blue Jacket. And of course the subtitles were in English. So they would... the Indians would speak American even though they spoke a different language during that time. There were horses, there was fire, there were loud gunshots, which they weren't real gunshots. It was a play. No one died. I hope no one died. Blue Jacket was the man. He's a symbol throughout Ohio. Of course, he's the team name of the Columbus Blue Jackets. And it says Blue Jacket is a real man. He ate a steak with his bare hands. He killed a bear with his feet, and with his teeth he opened up a can of beans, and that can was made of pure steel. That's how much of a man Blue Jacket is. And of course, I think a lot of people are happy that people have used Blue Jacket in their promotion and as a team name. No one has seemed to be upset about that. So while we're trying to figure out the future of using Redskins and Indians as a team name, I'm going to give it up to a true legend for the first time ever. Blue Jacket, I know you died probably 500 years ago. You got an awesome feather boa, and you're really strong, and you got an awesome hockey team that's named after you. But also, Mr. Blue Jacket, you're something else. You just won something today. Hopefully you're somewhere in heaven watching this to know that you're getting this fake award. You, Mr. Blue Jacket, are OMVP, and that stands for Ohio's Most Valuable Pedestrian. Alright, round of applause to Blue Jacket. And we are back live with Ohio's on Fire. I'm your host, Daniel Diesel. I'm with my first guest of the night. Her name is Haley. She is from the Renaissance Festival. Say hello, Haley.
Hello.
Hello. Well, welcome to the show. So I got some questions to ask you. Now, because you are a cast member of the Renaissance Festival, I want to know, how did you become a part of the cast members for this festival?
It's actually a really interesting story. So, generally, we have auditions the last 2 Saturdays of June every year.
Okay.
But I have a family friend who was out there, and he called me about 4 years ago, and he called me up and asked me, how did your auditions go? And I was like, well, what? And I had no idea what he was talking about. And he said, all right, I'll call you back in 10 minutes. And he called me back 10 minutes later, and he was like, all right, I need you to show up at this time, at this place, and talk to this person. And I had absolutely no idea what I was doing.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. My mom actually told me at the time that I was going to be picking up trash. So I showed up, and I did it. We did all the rehearsals. It's a lot of learning improv and whatnot, and I fell in love with it, and I've been doing it ever since.
Awesome. Now, do you use method acting like, say, a Daniel Day-Lewis?
It's sort of hard to do method acting with the type of stuff that we do out there, you know, because...
Well, I think someone is, because I have an idea of what they do. So you don't sleep out in the barn?
No.
Do you not club pigeons with a metal hook?
No.
Aw.
Yeah, and we have, essentially we're living in the year 1572 out there, so we don't have phones or anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
So it's really hard to do method acting with that, so...
Okay. Okay, well, another question. Have you ever scared little children while you've been performing at the Renaissance Festival?
Yeah, it depends. There's a lot of little children who come out and they just love it. You know, they dress up like princesses.
Yes.
And you know, I love playing with the little kids and you know, playing games and singing songs with them out there. But it does happen from time to time. Last year, the character that I played was a peasant. It was the lowest peasant in the whole village. I was a trash monger, and I had mud on my face, and sometimes that scared the kids because it was a little clown-like.
Okay.
Sometimes, but it just sort of depends.
All right. Now, other than yourself, what other characters do you like over at the Renaissance, or people should look out for when they're over there?
Definitely the Queen. She's the center of everything. Every year, you know, the whole storyline is we're putting on the whole festival because the Queen is coming and she's visiting the village. And,
Okay.
And she's super interesting. She's super fun. She's everywhere at once. You know, every joust, every event. You know, she wears awesome dress. It's fantastic.
What are the colors of her dress?
Well, so she used to wear a gold and purple one, but she actually just got a new one.
Okay.
And right now it's black and green, and we can change out the green because it's a different color skirt. So, so I think it's going to be changing from time to time, but it's pretty fantastic.
Okay, awesome. Now, while you're over there, what do you like to eat?
I really like, they serve, you know, just like chicken tenders and curly fries.
Okay.
They've got bread bowls out there, which they're giant. You know, it's impossible to eat a whole one at one time. This year, actually, we just got pizza and bourbon chicken.
Yeah.
And those are both super delicious. It's sort of just whatever I'm feeling that day, you know.
Yeah, well, that's how I do it. Whatever I feel, I better eat it.
A lot of people really like the turkey legs, too.
Now I understand they have protection jousting contests, like people are on their horse and they have that little stick. So how does that work over at the Renaissance Festival?
Well, we actually have the Knights of Valor, who are actual jousters. So everything that they're doing is actually real. I mean, of course, it's safer than it was back in the day, but they are actually speeding at each other with lances, hitting each other, falling off the horses. And I mean, that's pretty much it. They play some games beforehand, but it's real jousting. So.
Well, have you heard any stories of really bad injuries that have happened based on this jousting contest?
Yeah. There's actually been a couple of the knights this year who have actually, you know, like broken their hands in the process. And one of them, you know, he broke his hand and then went on later and jousted again with a broken hand. So it happens all the time. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of any serious injuries. I know there's been some, but I can't think of any specific instances where it's happened. But they fall off their horses a lot, so that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, for some reason it reminds me of The Cable Guy. You ever seen the movie The Cable Guy?
No, I haven't.
Yes, well, I was wondering how that worked always. Jim Carrey's character, it also starred Matthew Broderick. They had been buddies, and Jim Carrey's character decided to take him to a medieval restaurant. It was medieval times, and they eat food. I think there was one joke. I know Matthew Broderick, he was trying to order some buffalo chicken or something. I forget what he was trying to order, but then oh, I know what it was. He was trying to ask for utensils. I remember now. He wanted utensils, and there was a lady waitress who was played by Dream Granofino. She had said there wasn't no silverware in medieval times. And then Matthew Broderick made a joke. He was like, but you had Pepsi? Because he knows everyone around him had Pepsi. She was like, listen, I don't get paid enough hours. I don't get paid enough money to do this. So that was a joke. And then there was the main attraction where people volunteered to do a jousting contest. Of course, Jim Carrey volunteered himself and his buddy. And they got on a horse, and Jim Carrey's character got real crazy. He was like, "Oh, you're going down." He was. That was always fascinating because I kind of wonder if that would happen in real life. If I was me and a buddy were to go to a medieval restaurant, is it possible that there could be jousting? People would just volunteer because Matthew Broderick didn't know that he was being volunteered to do this. Is it possible that that could happen at a Renaissance festival?
I sincerely doubt it, because the guys who actually do it, I mean, they're trained
professionals
for years to do it, and they actually have their own TV show where they do it and they compete. Actually, on the 31st of October, we've got a jousting competition where people are going to come from all over and actually do it. So. But there's quite a bit of danger involved, so...
Absolutely, but they don't let Joe Nobody just go up there and do it.
Yeah.
Well, that makes me feel better.
They do allow you to ride the horses when they're not actually jousting, though. So.
Well, that's true. Well, that's fine. Well, I don't want Rollie Pollie to have any ideas. He's my co-host, so that makes me feel better. If you had a time machine, Haley, where would you go and why?
Oh, gosh. I love history. You know, honestly, I probably would really go back to the Renaissance time period. I love that time period.
Okay.
It's fantastic. You know, they had so much going on back then. So.
Awesome. Well, that's as good a place as any. Now, one last question. What should people expect from the Ren Festival over the next 2 weeks? I know there's 2 weeks left for it to take place.
Well, we have Romance Weekend this upcoming weekend, and then the following weekend we've got Trick or Treat Weekend, and both of them are pretty exciting. I mean, off the top of my head, I don't know of any big events going on. But yeah, we've got a bunch of new stuff out there. We've got a new, as you're talking about the jousting, we've got a new joust list. Or a new premium seating area. You can pay extra and sit in there and actually get to meet the knights and get a pennant and everything. And we've got those new food places, and we have mermaids out there this year. And what else do we have? We expanded our pub and put in a whole wall for woodchuck hard cider.
Okay.
So there's a bunch of new stuff going on. You go out there and you're busy the whole day. You have stuff.
It sounds like it. Well, one more quick question: where can people find you at the Renaissance Festival?
Oh, where can people find me? I'm all over. So I play a pirate. And
Pirate.
Yeah.
Arr.
We've got an all-girl pirate crew this year.
Yes.
It's exciting. But I pretty much my job is to walk around and entertain people.
Okay.
I do the choir show. We have a choir. I do that at like 1:30, and then I'm in the stage combat chess match, where we fight out there, and you know I've got a fight where I use a staff, and I've got a fight where I use some boarding daggers, and that's real exciting. But besides that, I'm just walking around, you know, entertaining people, helping out wherever people need help, talking to people. You know, it's all about entertaining them.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds exciting. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it this year, but I do want to go in the future. Hopefully, you'll be there. But it does sound like a lot of fun. So one of these days, I'm gonna do it. But Haley, thank you so much. You're amazing. Thank you for coming out today.
Thank you.
Right choice. Awesome, and we are back with Ohio's on Fire, the show where Ohio throws down. I got my second guest up tonight. They are from a group that I just learned about a little over a week ago called Amtgard. But go ahead and introduce yourselves to the audience.
Hi, I'm Natalie.
Natalie.
And I'm Josh.
Natalie and Josh, welcome to the show, you guys. So for those at home that don't know, and especially me, because I'm still learning about it, what is Amtgard?
Amtgard is a medieval-based live-action roleplay group. We basically dress in medieval garb and fight each other with foam swords. And there's a lot of roleplay involved depending on the park you go to.
Okay. Now, how can people be involved with Amtgard? Like, is it something you have to train for years? How would you get connected with Amtgard?
Basically, you just go on to amtgard.com. That's AMTGARD.com.
All right.
And you click on Find a Park, and it'll show you the nearest park to you. We are located in Sycamore Trails Park in Miamisburg, Ohio.
Miamisburg. Yeah, I've been to Miamisburg. I didn't know you guys had one. But let me ask, is there an audience? Like, is there set event times where people could be in the audience and watch this action unfold?
Well, it depends on the park you go to. A lot of parks are on Saturdays, like my park, Reapers Haven, we're on Saturdays at 1 o'clock. There's some on Sundays. It just depends on the park you want to go to, but we always invite people to either come out and play or just watch us and have fun.
All right. Now, Natalie and Josh, I'm wondering, does having some type of physical skill help be very good at Amtgard, or mental skill? What would help you do very good at Amtgard?
Honestly, hand-eye coordination. I'm a construction worker, and I do this for fun, and to me, I don't know, I guess it just kind of came to be second nature after what I do for a living.
It really depends on what class you play, because there's some spell classes, like bards, wizard, druids.
Oh.
For spellcasters, it helps a lot to be able to memorize. So if you can memorize lyrics, you can memorize spells.
Spells. So this is quite fascinating. So say you look at when you go to sign up for Amtgard, you see like wizards, you see royalty, anything you sign up for. How do you know which one to sign up for?
Well, the thing is, you don't have to pick a single class. You can play whatever class you want for that week.
Okay. All right. I'm thinking some other questions. Has anyone ever gotten hurt at Amtgard?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So there's a level of danger. You gotta be careful. Do you know any stories?
Back in June, we were at an event, and there was a woman who wasn't even playing, just standing out in the sun, and unfortunately, she decided not to drink any water.
Okay.
She suffered from heat stroke.
Oh.
The worst thing that I've ever seen happen is someone rolled their ankle.
Okay.
I have personally had a concussion.
Oh no.
So you do have to sign a waiver to join Amtgard, because
Good
if you
idea.
are hurt there, then we just want you to know we can't help that you're hurt. You know, it's not our responsibility.
Yeah. Well, yeah, understandably. That does sound risky, so it's good there's that waiver. Now, is it good to have a goal when you're in Amtgard? Is it good to have an ultimate goal? Like, I know in basketball and baseball, the goal is to win the championship. Is there a championship in Amtgard that people should care about?
There's actually a lot of things.
All right.
You can get knighted in Amtgard for superb warrior skills. You can get all kinds of titles. I'm actually getting recommended for a lady title, which is a nobility title.
Take that, Great Britain. We're on our way. We have royalty also. All right, go ahead.
There's a lot of tournaments. We actually just had our Champions Tourney back about a month ago. A Champions Tourney is basically as many people as want to be champion, which dictates battle games. They're the weapons checkers. They're pretty much the most important title besides Monarch. And basically whoever wins this Champions Tourney is the champion for 6 months.
Okay. Now, so after 6 months, then there's a new season and their title's defended, or is it just a clean slate?
It's a clean slate. Everybody, if you want to run again, you can, but the only thing is you can't run more than twice in a row.
More than twice. Okay, so you can do at least twice, but not 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so what's for your guys is the one that you do in Miamisburg, Ohio. What events stand out more than others that people really get excited about? Like, there's a Super Bowl in football. What's your Super Bowl?
Our Super Bowl is Coronation.
Okay.
And our Coronation is actually every park has their own coronation, and then there's the Kingdom Coronation.
Yes.
The best of the best show up. And then, of course, there's Keep, and that's 2 different kingdoms coming together. At this coronation, there was 900, I think they said? Around 900 people. So it was big. A few people got hurt, but it was a lot of fun. They do night quests and everything. It's huge. It's called Keep at the Borderlands. It's in Illinois, so it was quite a drive, but it was so much fun. We also have Feast, which Feast is usually pretty good, especially on the last night. It was amazing.
Awesome. And when does that take place?
Keep was September 17th through the 19th.
Okay.
Our next event is in November. It's November 17th through 19th, and that is in Greenland, Indiana.
Okay, November 17th and 19th. So now it's over. You said it's over in Indiana. Now, is everyone that's involved with Amtgards around the world invited to this, or is it certain people?
Everybody around the world. There is different kingdoms, and each has its own coronation and mid-reign.
All right.
But anybody's invited. You know, even if you're not an Amtgard player, even if you're just coming out to look around, come on out. You know, it's $20 a person, but
$20
you get
enter.
Feast. You get all this fun stuff, and it's honestly, if you like having fun, even if you don't like hitting people with foam swords, if you're a LARPer, if you like to roleplay, come on out. You know, we're not all just stick jocks. We're also interested in roleplay. Our park is very heavily roleplay oriented.
Awesome. It reminds me of a movie, although I'm not really familiar with this. I am a little bit now. There was a movie that came out 5 years ago. It had Sean William Scott.
Role models.
Yes, role models. So I guess you've seen it. What'd you think of it?
I loved the movie. The movie came out before I started playing. but it is fairly similar.
Okay.
To our events, at least. You know, not every park day is like that. Some days, you know, everybody just ditches, which is just hits each other.
So yeah, you would hit someone in the chest as in that you were killing them, using air quotes, and then they have to go down. That means they're eliminated.
From the collarbones up is an illegal headshot. No one dies. You know, there are some hits that don't count. But, yeah, it's actually a really good portrayal, in all honesty. If you're...
Is he with you?
He looks like a role player. I'm not sure if he's friend-fair or...
Well, if you don't know him, that means he's not with you. I figured like
guard, though.
I'm thinking Josh and Natalie would know if someone in character would be. Well, he's ready to go. I think he's one. He heard about the Amtgard. He wants to come in here and rumble. Oh, we better watch it. All right. Well, that is very interesting to know. That solves that mystery to me about that movie. One thing I noticed that for Amtgard that is there. You don't have to mention it if there is stuff that's going on. I know there was a conflict at one point. It was that that the Asian character, and he'd gotten upset because he fought you know, that kid. He was McLovin. I'll call him McLovin. I can't think of the name that he had in that movie. They had like a beef. He even kicked him out, saying, "You know, you can't play anymore. You're suspended for life." Now, is there a way to be suspended for life from Amtgard?
Yes. There's ways to be suspended for life, like threatening someone's life or their property.
So you can't threaten to kill somebody.
No, but there are, you know, there's suspensions. Like if you start a fist fight.
Yeah.
That's usually up to 6 months. If, you know, if you actually pull a weapon on somebody, it doesn't matter where you're at.
Real weapon.
You're suspended for life. There's no way to come back from that.
What about throwing a rock? Does that count? Like you grab a rock and like throw it at their kneecap?
That's considered physical harm, and depending, you know, depending on the park, depending on the monarch, depends on how long you get suspended for. Throwing a rock at somebody with malicious intent, I'd call that 3 months.
3 months, okay. All right. Let me think what else. So, what advice, since you guys have been doing this for a little while, what advice would you give for someone that does want to get into Amtgard, whether it's in Miamisburg, Ohio, or anywhere in the world? What would be a good tip for someone to prepare?
Go online and look it up, you know?
Yes, you're at Amtgard.com. I am at the website right now, so it looks like it lists a bunch of things that you could do to do good at this and everything you need to know.
Get some guard, you know? It's so much more fun when everybody's out there and they're in garb, they're in, you know, we have people who come out in full leather armor, full metal armor. There's people like me who, you know, I wear a full skirt and a shirt and just make it look kind of medieval, you know? Make it look fun and do a timepiece, you know?
Well, that's the other thing. I know people, I've been told that people dress up. Is it a good, if you're able to dress up your own, I guess you can, but for those that ain't good at knitting, and what would be a good place to go to get medieval clothing?
Gmaw's Garb, actually.
Okay.
I don't have a card on me. Josh does. She is the best person to go to for garb. You know, she makes all kinds of cool stuff. She's at most of the events.
Well, shout out. All right, I'm getting a card here. In case I ever get medieval, I can dress the part. This is good news. All right, so I'll give a special shout out to Jamal's Garb Custom Made Orders. It's Ellen Russell, so shout out. You do a good job with these medieval garbs. Okay, I got one more question. What if you had a time machine, where would you go and why? Back, you can go back and go forwards. What would you like to do?
See, we're both Irish.
Okay.
So we have a special place in our heart for
I
Irish.
have Irish descent also.
My family was one of the first 5 to be invaded by England, so
Okay.
yeah, can't
Before
stand it.
then.
Okay.
Honestly, I would love to go back in time and see, you know, Ireland before the English came and
All right.
ruined everything.
Oh, strong words.
Yeah.
All right.
That
Well,
might be
that's
true, but they deserve the words.
absolutely. Well, there you go. Well, Natalie and Josh has been quite informative. I'm quite excited. I'll watch videos on YouTube. I don't know when I'll get a chance to be involved. Maybe there's an opportunity to be in the audience. I'll definitely do so. But good luck to you guys. You guys seem very passionate about Amtgard, so I'll definitely watch on YouTube. But thank you once again for coming. Good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Well, thank you. That was Natalie and Josh from Amtgard. Once again, if you want to be involved with the Miamisburg, Ohio group for Amtgard, of course, once the subtitles Medieval Comeback and Roleplay, that's what they do. Go to the website and send letters. Say, hey, I want to do this, or just drive there one day during an event and just say, hey, I'm doing this, and they can't stop you. Maybe not. Yeah, she agreed. She's like, we're not stopping you. Just
You gotta sign a waiver first.
well, sign a waiver. That's right. You can't play without a waiver. Sign it, then go nuts. So yeah, once again, Natalie and Josh from Amtgard. So with that, I got 2 minutes left because my show's ending at 6:46 tonight. So I think it's now time for the final message. But once again, next Thursday night, I'm stupid. I mean, next Tuesday night, I got some special guests coming. These are people that I was proud to break into the business with, because my first year here at this station was 5 years ago, back in 2010. And of course, we did something very special that year. In 2010, we won Active Dayton Best Radio Station for WWSU 106.9 FM. We did that in 2010. And actually, today is the 5th year anniversary of us winning that award. I got a little special announcement to make. Next Tuesday night at 6 p.m., my regular 2-hour time next week, I will have guests from that group. Right now I can confirm 2 people. I got Lee W. Mallon and also Ashley Bumgartner. They will both be on, and also several people from that group, they've been informed that I am doing this. A lot of them plan on calling in, and I will play music that they request that reminds them of the time that they were here. We will share classic stories. We'll talk about what we're up to now. And we will do fun things. Like I said, I'll give them the OhioIsOnFire treatment. We'll do a fun activity together. I am very excited about this. Of course, I'm excited about every show that I do. But I'm very happy that I'm seeing some of my old friends again. And hopefully during the week I can announce more people that will be on the show. So I have at least 2 people confirmed. And of course, I'll do shout outs next week. We'll make a good go of it. It'll be awesome. So we'll do it next Tuesday night. We'll celebrate WWSU 106.9 FM in 2010. We did big things, and it's a good thing. We'll take our time to celebrate. This is the opportunity to do so. 5 years. I can't believe it's been that long. So there's that announcement, and just and some more advice. Just this weekend, the weather's getting colder. We got some nice weather left. I think we probably got maybe a week left of good weather before it gets cold for reals. So take advantage of it and do fun things. Remember to appreciate people that love you every day, that support you and know that you are a good person and will do good things in this life. Appreciate every day, because things change on a daily basis. This is a very unpredictable world. I've said it several times. I'll probably say it several more often. And of course, so I'm very honored that my old friends will be here next week, and we will celebrate for one night only. So please do that. With that, until then, until next Tuesday night with my 5-year reunion, Dayton, Ohio, that's the way it is.